My name is Lynn England. I'm of Peace and Justice Studies here at Utah Valley University. I manage the Peace and Justice Studies program, where we are heavily involved with issues that are related to the 16th statement in the United Nations list of Sustainable Development Goals, which is focused on promoting peaceful and inclusive societies for sustainable development, to provide access to justice for all, and to build effective, accountable, and inclusive institutions at all levels. As I look at this particular goal, it seems to fit perfectly with what we do in Peace and Justice Studies here, emphasis that the university itself has on inclusive institutions and concerns with providing justice. Utah Valley University has as one of its major initiatives inclusiveness, which means accepting people of almost any category that might be there, that they are to be involved and accepted and respected in the university, and that we are to represent many of those perspectives in our curriculum and study. And so the idea of an emphasis on inclusivity and institutions that are designed for inclusivity, Utah Valley University fits almost perfectly with that concern, and our program is built around that particular emphasis. We have an academic program that consists of a minor in Peace and Justice Studies. We have a concentration that is part of the political science major, and we also have a concentration in the integrated studies program, so that students here at our university can access peace and justice studies academically and have it fit into any of those three academic interests, or simply to serve their other interests and act as support for their major emphases. We have courses that clearly link peace and justice. Our introductory course is an introductory course in peace and justice studies, so the emphasis on justice. We focus in our coursework on the history, science, and ethics of peace and justice. So it becomes multidisciplinary and attracts and uses knowledge from all of those disciplines. We emphasize how to be a peace-building person at the individual level, so that an individual can focus on their own personal development and building skills that serve them in becoming that sort of person. In doing this, we talk about the roots of violence and injustice and inequality, and then how to resolve many of the conflicts that exist through efforts to achieve reconciliation in conflict and to restore a kind of sense of balance, and to build institutions that are supportive of this kind of reconstruction and search for justice. Doing these sorts of things in our coursework, we not only emphasize the intellectual and academic, the scientific and philosophical, but we also strive to develop skills in negotiating and mediating, so that the student has an active involvement there. For some of our students, this is purely a self-development emphasis. For others, it becomes an interest that will serve their careers, and we hope to send people into the world who are skilled at creating peaceful solutions to problems that are sustainable and institutionalized. We also have a student club that is active on campus in promoting these same sorts of interests and concerns, and they, during the year, will host several events that provide visibility and student involvement in various kinds of concerns and issues at the present time. We also promote the dissemination of information through a series of lectures and conferences that we participate in here at the university. Flagship program conference that we put on in the spring of each year, which is titled the J. Bonner Ritchie Dialogues on Peace. We'll take a particular issue each year, issues concerning things like contemporary slavery, concerns over inclusiveness and democracy, concerns over injustices in the world like endemic poverty and racism. And we will then bring scholars in and include student workshops in the Ritchie dialogues. We also participate in our Ethics Awareness Week. Then we'll also participate in the Writing for Social Change, which invites students to write materials that will represent the very interests in this particular goal. And then finally, we also conduct a series of study abroad programs where we take students out into various regions of the world, and they are able to experience the very sorts of things that are of concern here. So we go to Northern Ireland, and there they study the peace process that was created in Northern Ireland and develop their own skills in being involved there. We have a study abroad to Cuba, which is primarily oriented to understanding different cultures and the emphasis on inclusiveness and encountering new ways of living and doing things. We have a Middle East study abroad that examines the Israeli-Palestine issues and concerns, and both tries to understand Palestinian society, Israeli society, and then seek ways to reconcile the conflict there. And then we have a program where we go to post-Soviet societies, mainly Russia and Kyrgyzstan, examine life there and try to come to a broader understanding of the ways of life that are present that mix kind of modern socialisms and Islamic thought. And so we're very, very actively involved. It's almost as though this particular sustainability goal were the mission statement for our program.